Now there's some good news tonight for former residents of the Budgetel Inn. Enough money has been raised to extend temporary housing. The motel shut down in November of last year, and while a judge is willing to reopen the motel under conditions, it still hasn't happened yet. Local 3's Jeremiah Beatty explains what's next for these families.
Several nonprofit leaders have had to get creative raising money for Budgetel Inn residents. While they've avoided yet another deadline tonight, they are leaning on private donors for more help. It's an all-hands-on-deck situation for nonprofits helping former residents of the extended stay motel. The $100,000 given by Chattanooga City Council members and Hamilton County commissioners in December has run out.
Our hope is to be able to close about a remaining $50,000 gap, and we're hopeful that over the next 12 to 24 hours we're going to be able to do that.
Chattanooga Mayor Tim Kelly's chief of staff, Joda Tongnapanua, says organizations have raised $15,000 overnight to bypass Sunday night's deadline.
Relying on the generosity of many of our neighbors, folks that have contributed through the Community Foundation, through United Way.
With the help from organizations like the Chattanooga Regional Homeless Coalition, only about 18 rooms are funded. Most of the remaining residents are families with children or those who are medically vulnerable. He says the cost of keeping a family inside a room averages more than $400 a night. Not to mention.
But the average move-in cost for a family here in Hamilton County is around $5,000 when you include security deposit and those kinds of things. And that just is often out of reach for a lot of folks who are living paycheck to paycheck.
Every dollar raised is more time for these families to figure out their next move. Resources right now are limited, but he says the city will exhaust all efforts to help them find their forever home.
Thanks to the generosity of so many of our neighbors and residents from across the city who've reached out and poured their heart and resources into these families' lives.
Reporting in Chattanooga, Jeremiah Beatty, Local 3 News.
The Chattanooga Regional Homeless Coalition is still taking donations, and you can find the link to do that inside our Local 3 News app.